This is a public service announcement from 5 to 5 Incorporated!
That's right, Throwback Rom from 2012. This PSA is to inform you that whatever is said here in the 525 Live podcast is the opinion of the guest, not the host or the show. We here at 525 Live want our guests to feel free in expressing themselves in order to give an entertaining podcast for you and a therapeutic experience for them. If you don't like what they said, take it up with them, not the show. You know who you are. Now, without further ado...
Yo, sit back, relax, catch a contact.
Bear witness to some biblical shit. But I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
Alright, yo, pop your 40 and check your rollies. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying here.
What?
Yeah, exactly. This is the Sean Nova 525 Live podcast. Of course, I am Sean Nova, the voice of this podcast. If you didn't know, now you know, nigga. But, yeah, so right now, I have my guest here, who I have a very long history with. Most of you guys might know him from F.A.M. As Angelo Victoria. Of course, he goes by different names of Kevin Chaos, Kevin Villanova. He's currently in WTW, but he was also in Frisco's New York Minute Tour, and he went against Ben. And then he was also in Wrestle Orchestra. He just got announced for that. Bunch of other things, but of course, Kevin, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm good.
All right.
How are you?
Today was a motherfucker. We already talked about it before with the whole shit with the MTA and my baconing. They were having soggy bacon. By the way, if you guys work at Wendy's, fucking cook the bacon, all right? There's a reason why you cook the bacon is so it doesn't become all flabby and shit and pink. Fucking give me a crispy ass slice of bacon. Even if it's burnt, I don't give a shit as long as it's crispy. I'm all about texture, all right? But anyway, I sound like a fat fuck, right? You're like, automatically about food. But anyway, like, oh yeah, don't get me started with the special sauce on a Big Mac. But anyway, yeah. Now let's go rewind a little bit. Now, the first, you say you first started in the community was with F.A.M, or you say you were in other clans before that?
Okay, so I guess I can just start with how I got into the games. Mm-hmm. I started on SVR 10 on the Wii.
Ooh. You poor thing.
Yeah, no, it was bad. My first cause name was Joker Phoenix.
Nice.
He wore plain white tights and he was barefoot because I guess I didn't watch enough wrestling at the time because I only started watching wrestling. My first pay-per-view that I remember like knowing details about like on the Raw afterwards was the Survivor Series where Jericho was like, "I'm from Winnipeg, you idiots."
Yeah.
So I got started in like late 2009, something like that.
Right.
Or like whatever year that was. So I didn't like know a lot about wrestling, so I had a barefoot caw because I couldn't remember if wrestlers wore boots or not.
Were you more into like UFC and stuff like that? Maybe that's why.
No, it's just my parents didn't let me watch wrestling. Like I had to sneakily watch it for years because if they found me watching it, they would be like, "Hey, that's too violent. You can't watch that or anything." But I guess it's probably Attitude Era that got them with that.
Right,
like,
because
they probably watched it during the Attitude Era and they didn't know anything different, so they were like, "Oh, we can't have our 12-year-old son watching this."
Also, 2009, 2010, that was a really sensitive area because it was just right before they went PG, and it was like right after the whole live sex celebration with Edge and Lita, all that other stuff. So I get it 100%.
Yeah.
But my parents just didn't give a fuck. They were like, "Oh yeah, you want to see Stone Cold fucking drive a beer truck and spray everybody? Great, no problem. Go ahead, knock your socks off." But even though I didn't grow up to be violent or anything like that, sure, if someone fucks with me, sure, but like I'm not gonna go and say, I don't know, fucking, you didn't fry my fucking bacon long enough, I'm gonna go and kill somebody. No. But, I'm an okay person. I never broke a law, so I'm good. But, yeah.
But yeah, so I wasn't very knowledgeable about wrestling, but I had it for the Wii, and then in the January of 2010, I was offered to get a Christmas present of either an Xbox 360 or a PS3, and I really wanted a 360 because that's where everyone played Call of Duty at the time, like all the big Call of Duty YouTubers, and I wanted to play Call of Duty. and my sister's boyfriend at the time had a PS3, so she was like, "Oh, you can play with him." Blah 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 blah. So she basically forced me to get a PS3, which was cool. I watched F.A.M. at that time. So when I got to the PS3 and I started making my first cause, and started playing online, I played fair because F.A.M. had a video at the time of like how to get into F.A.M. and one of the big points was you have to play fair. You have to have no more than a 95 overall. You have to do this, and that.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, oh yeah, cool. I can do this.
The pin rules of like if you get pinned.
Yeah.
If you get pinned like a certain amount of times, you have to stay down and shit. Yeah. Fucking.
Yeah.
I understand.
But
yeah.
yeah, I watched F.A.M. at the time. It wasn't my first league though. My first league was I don't even remember the name anymore. I deleted the 9 levels video I had, which was the first video on my YouTube that like said the name of the company, but it was like a forum company. So you would go on the forums, they would give you your matches. It was competitive, so they didn't tell you who was winning, but you could go to a different forum and RP in it, like do a promo, do whatever. And that's where I met Travis. That's where I met Travis Patz.
Ah, look at that. All right.
He was in that, and so I became friends with him from that, which ended up being beneficial for meeting Stigma and ending up helping me get into F.A.M.
Yeah, well, yeah, making connections and shit like that. So was Stigma in that also, or is just you met him through Patz?
No, it's just I met him through Travis eventually, and we like hit it off pretty quickly.
Okay.
But yeah, going back to just like playing the game, one of the funnier things was that I was playing one time and I got into a like random match-made tag match, random tag partner against 2 guys that I didn't know, but I played fair against them, they played fair against me, and my tag partner was, whatever. But afterwards, they both messaged me like, "Hey, dude, I appreciate that you played fair," and they added me as friends. And it wasn't until Famniversary 1 that I saw them again. I saw one of them when he won the Money in the Bank.
Oh, okay.
Fucking 2TM. Met 2TM just in a random match, and we ended up being friends with that. And so after F.A.M., after Famniversary 1, I was like ecstatic for him. I was like, "Dude, you remember me? I played fair against you in a tag match with your partner or whatever long ago. This is so fucking cool that you're in F.A.M. I've been following F.A.M. forever." And he's like, "Yeah, cool, dude." And that's how me and 2TM's friendship started.
You kind of had like a whole Will Ferrell and Elf moment where you saw Santa, like, "I know him! I know him!"
Yeah, basically.
All right.
And then I met like Lightning BS through random matches on 2010. I met Andy Badwell through that. So it's just like all these connections that I was making at the time in 2010 just due to playing against random people and playing, decently fair. And that ended up like in 2011, whenever we did the 2011 tryouts, at that point I had Travis Patz, Stigma was in the clan, 2TM was leader, Lightning BS, all these people that were like considered me a good friend. And so they were all basically just sucking my dick in a fucking Twitch chat, like, "Oh, should we get this guy in?" And everybody at that point is just like, "Yeah, we're definitely getting this guy in."
Okay. So you didn't have to do the whole tryout.
I did, actually. First round I fought Dude.
Oh, okay.
The first round of the tryout I fought Dude. He kicked my fucking ass.
Of course.
I think I probably got 3 moves in. And then the second round, when they got everybody who passed the first round down together and got us in matches, I played against Outcast.
Man with the perfect theme song.
Yes. I played against Outcast, and the match went for so long, and he like hit me with his finisher and pinned me, and then I was like, "Okay, this is perfect, good match finisher," and then he kicked out, and then he made me kick out. I still won.
Right.
And 2TM was watching it at the time so that he could stream it for everybody, and he got a chair out and just fucking hit Outcast and was like, we're done here.
It's how many times I heard in this podcast that people that were used to be or currently in F.A.M. where we had tryouts and then it went down too long and someone had to bring in a weapon. It was funny because I wish I was there at that time during those tryouts, because a lot of the times like it seems like that must have happened, like because people haven't even freaking interviewed yet. Happen to who knows? Maybe it happened to them too. Let's see. So now you got into F.A.M., right? And then that's when you met me, of course. This is the most pivotal moment of your life and shit, right?
Yeah.
Most important moment of your life and shit. This is like this is the reason why people buy your autobiographies, to find out where you met me and shit, right? Of course. So it's a joke, laugh with it. But I feel fucking awesome. Thank you. So we got into the little feud there with the whole you stealing my title and then me trying to get it back, and then we had a tables match. I alley-ooped you through the fucking table. How are you recovering from that? Did it get splinters out of your face and shit?
No, dude, only my hand hit it. I don't even think that should have counted.
The table broke, okay? It's not Japanese.
No, dude, you definitely rigged it beforehand.
I had Hornswoggle underneath the ring with the fucking trigger and shit, right?
That story actually has a story behind, like, that storyline has a story behind it. Like, at that time, like, I've never been the guy that's like, oh, I want to win the World Heavyweight Championship. I want to win all the titles. I want to be famous.
Be careful what you wish for.
I was, yeah. I was just like, at that time, when I got hired, It Be Dark was IC champion, and he had been IC champion for a long time, so I was like, when Rom and BH asked me, hey, what are you thinking for a storyline? I was like, oh, well, I can go in, make my debut by attacking It Be Dark, stealing his title, maybe, doing a storyline with him, and maybe winning the IC title, that kind of thing. Right. Which at that point made sense to me because he had been champion for a long time. And then he left, or got fired or whatever, and you ended up winning. So I kind of like threw a wrench into my plan. Like, it would make Sean look really weak if he had just won the title a month beforehand, and then I ended up taking it from him in his first title defense type thing.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, maybe me and Sean can have like a good long storyline. Maybe, see what happens with the IC title. Have a couple IC title matches.
Right. So
which
is funny because you mentioned that, right? And then at that time, especially now too, because I have that philosophy where I don't care whether I win or lose as long as it makes sense. Like, I don't want to be like the person that's going to have a 2-year-long winning streak or some bullshit like that. Unless it's like something where if I'm going to put somebody over that needs it. I'm not going to go, let's say for example, right? I'm in F.A.M. and then I have a 2-year-long winning streak and then BH fucking breaks the streak. Like, BH doesn't need to. He's already established. But for somebody, let's say like fucking Justin Justice or some shit like that, then great. Good for him. It will build him up. So, it really didn't matter. So if you had beaten me, I wouldn't have been upset because I already had plans on other feuds and stuff. Because I think, I don't want to say day one, but when I first joined, it was already established I was going to win the Royal Rumble. Like, Rom already told me. It was Rom's idea. That wasn't mine idea. And
really?
Yeah, 100%.
It's wild.
And so whether I had the title or not, it really didn't make any difference. So if you really wanted to win it, you just made your case.
Yeah.
If you knew then what you know now, right?
Well, it's just like, even if I wanted to keep going, it got sidelined because you and OTP ended up feuding.
Right.
So it's like, I get one match with you, I lose, and then I had to like fight to get my win back for that at Survivor Series. Like, I wanted to be the one to pin you because it's like, hey, we have storyline.
And I fought for that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because like we have a story, and dude, OTP was so mad at that. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
he wanted to he didn't want to get eliminated at all.
He got
didn't
mad
even
at
want
the
to do
fact
the
that
match if he got eliminated.
He got mad at the fact that I tapped him out within like 5 seconds. Because the whole
dude,
thing
he was a fucking diva.
Yeah, if I was in this position, I'd feel a little bit weird too because we only just met. He didn't know me, so like if we did this shit now, he probably wouldn't mind. But the fact that the reason behind it wasn't because of ego that I wanted to tap him out within 5 seconds, was the fact that he's a heel. He would tap out quick just to avoid more damage. If the title's not on the line, it's really not that important to him. So like,
and it was just part of your like Superman comeback, man. It's like, oh, you beat Was it Dutch who was the third guy?
Yeah, and Dutch was giving me a run for my money. Yeah.
Yeah. Hit Dutch. Awesome. If OTP came in and just destroyed you again, it would, like, the match was already super long at that point.
Is at that time
Like-
we were trying to push Dutch also. So like him giving me a run for my money, and then like I think a previous time on SmackDown, he was giving me a run for my money for the because I defended my title against him, and it was like I think OTP had interfered or some shit like that. I don't know, one of those. But anyway, so it was like a bunch of things where we were trying to push Dutch. So the whole time during our Survivor Series match, Dutch was getting the upper hand on me. So of course, you know, the Hail Mary got him out, and then when OTP, and I think so, it was me and Mike Ace were the only ones left. So it was it was very lopsided anyway. So we had to even up the odds.
And then Hunter ended up betraying you, and then I got you with the D-face. It's good. You know, I look strong for winning. You look strong for having someone interfere, like having someone fuck you over to win.
Yeah, and then I eliminated OTP, and then OTP looks like more like a heel. Now, if it was the other way around, where I was a heel and OTP was a face, it would have gone differently. It probably would have went the other way around. But the fact that he's a heel, he's a champion, I mean, it made sense. His title's not on the line, so of course he's going to tap out real quick.
Yeah, I was real sad, though, after that. I was like, okay, so where are me and Sean going? And it's like, nowhere. Oh, OTP is going to feud with him. Okay.
Right, and I still had the belt, and he had the belt too, I think, right?
Did he?
Oh, wait, did he? All right, no, because he lost it at Cyber F.A.M. Day to Suicide.
Okay.
Right, so he wasn't champion at the time. That's right. Oh, fuck. But anyway, either way, it didn't matter. It wasn't an important match, so he just fucking tapped out real quick to avoid damage. Makes more fucking sense. So yeah, what happened with you though? Because I don't remember what happened to you after that. Did you feud with anybody?
I don't remember when I got fired the first time. But well, I quit the second time, but left F.A.M. the first time. I do remember why that happened. I just don't remember when. But basically what happened is F.A.M. and TXW were feuding at the time because, you know, one TXW member talked shit to F.A.M., so F.A.M. members talk shit to TXW, so TXW members talk shit to F.A.M., and I wasn't involved in any of that. I've always been not involved with other people's fucking drama.
Yeah.
It's not my issue. So TXW was live streaming one of their episodes or pay-per-views or something like that. Right. And I was in there. I was in the YouTube live stream, and I was, you know, commenting like, "Oh, this is a good show, guys. Whatever." BH was leader at the time, and he messaged me on Skype like, "No, you can't be doing this. We're not friends with them."
You can't be doing this. You can't be.
I was like, "Yeah, I can. It's my life. I can do whatever I want." I was 16 at the time. Right. I remember how old I was. You know. I remember how old I was because right after I got fired from FAM, I started my band, which I guess we can get to. But basically, BH was like, "You can't be doing this," and I'm like, "If you don't like it, then fire me." I said those exact words, and he said, "Okay, you're fired."
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I agree with you, then I agree with him at the same time. Because
I get it. You can't be having subordination.
Insubordination, yeah.
Insubordination. I passed high school.
We're a team. Don't worry about it. So, but I get it, right? And then if someone's calling you out like that, you have to respond because you don't want to seem like a weak leader or anything like that. I get it. But then again, I'm like, BH, you don't pay me. I can do whatever the fuck I want, but trust me, I'm not a leader. I'm talking about from your perspective. I'm not a leader, so it's not like whatever I'm doing is what fucking represents the whole fucking clan. No, it doesn't make a fucking difference.
But then 3 days later, you see a video on the FAM channel that says FAM and TXW partnership. It's like, why did I get fired?
So, oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, all right, now we're gonna fast forward to Royal Rumble 2014.
Okay.
Which is my Rumble, of course. If you guys don't know, I mean, everybody knows. Fuck it. But yeah, and then you made your return, of course. You made your whole thing where you are pretty much like a goblin, like a Jewish goblin. You want your gold and shit, right?
So basically, even after I was fired, I was like,
a leprechaun.
"Hey guys."
There you go, leprechaun.
I was like, "Hey guys, I'm not a diva. If you want to use my ka and write me off somehow, do it. So the way they chose to write me off was by having BH powerbomb me off the apron.
This is when you first left, right?
Yeah, after I first left. So when I came back, Angelo's gimmick at the time was representative of the fact that I was like 14 when I made him. So he was just like Sandow saying big words and calling people dumbasses, that kind of thing.
It was a bitch writing your promos, I tell you.
It was a cringe reading my promo.
I needed a thesaurus for a lot of them shits.
So when I came back, I didn't want to do any of that. I was like, okay, so BH's powerbomb fucked up Angelo in the head. So now he's like crazy insane. He thinks of gold as like his like love, and he's gonna fucking treasure hunt it.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, National Treasure 13.
13, yes, exactly.
So, but when I was coming back, the original plan, because Ben was coming back at the time too, from his like 18th firing or quitting. So we at the time were a team called the Masquerade.
Right.
Which was fucking cool. It was awesome, and F.A.M. needed tag teams.
Perfect name.
So it was like, hey, we'll come back in the Rumble, we'll end up teaming up together, and we'll do something cool. Right. As soon as the Rumble's over, Ben's like, no. Ben left because you were leader at the time, and you were mad that everyone was changing the Skype conversation name, so you changed it to whatever. Do not change. Next person to change this name gets kicked. Yeah. And so Ben changed it to whatever. Next person to change this name gets kicked. Smiley face.
Yeah.
And you fucking kicked him out of the thing.
Right, let me explain my actions on that one, alright? Because and hopefully Ben's listening too. It was a situation where Ben always changed my shit. It was always like a habit. And like there were times where I had a really good reason to put it. Well, a lot of times when I do shit, I have merit behind it. But this reason, I forgot what it was, but I knew it was something that everybody needed to read. I think it was something like a deadline for a bet video, something stupid like that. But, and I was just like, Ben, please don't change it. And then he changed it. And then, well, this situation here, I was like, next person to fucking change it gets fucking kicked. So then when he did it, I'm like, motherfucker, you called me on my fucking bluff. I have to do it now. So fucking I did it, and then sort of like the BH, you know, if you're mad, fire me. Right. So that's why I understood. But you know, with this situation, it was in front of everybody in the fucking clan and shit. So I was like, fuck, I have to fucking do something. And I did it, and then Ben got upset about it, and I was just like, well, I mean, nigga, I told you. Like, I was telling Ramen BH about it. I was like, I told him, I warned him, don't do it, and then he did it anyway. What the fuck was I supposed to do? And then he didn't want to come back, and it was a whole big shit. I felt bad for it, of course. But still, it was one of those things like, you made your bed, man. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? But was I supposed to be like, oh, you, Ben? Now, probably I would have, but at the time, yeah, just like, I don't know. But,
yeah, so basically he left. So I was not Masquerade anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't think we put out any episodes in between the time that Royal Rumble ended and the hostile takeover happened.
As a matter of fact, there's a good story behind that because I had the whole plan was, because I was leader at the time, was to do 2 Raws and Famniversary before 2K15 came out.
Yeah.
And then the screenshots came out of like John Cena and Randy Orton. Like, oh, look at the graphics. No, we got to do Famniversary for 15. Big fucking mistake in my eyes.
Yeah.
Because like no cutscenes, no nothing. Like, son of a bitch. But you know, at the time it was like, oh yeah, unanimous decision, right? So okay, fine. Let me just handle the 2 Raws. And then when the 2 Raws I was working on by myself, because everybody had their own little stories on why they couldn't do shit. And even you know, not to shade anybody, but like even Ramen BH, where I was like, dude, give me your lines, you know, for you. You're supposed to do like a contract signing and all this other shit for their match at F.A.M. Anniversary 3, and I was like, okay, fine, give me your lines. They take forever for the shit. I'm like, motherfucker. Yeah, if it was the other way around and they were asking me for my lines, they would fucking practically knock on my fucking door. They'll fly. Like, you'll see like the map, like in Indiana Jones and shit. Like,
so that's why
from
BH is
Europe,
in New York now.
right? You never know, right? So they're flying from Europe all the way over to fucking to New York. And fucking knocking on my door. Do you got them lines? So yeah, and Rom was very notorious for that. Of course, you knew because like no matter what we were doing, like we could have just bought a new game, right? Fucking spent $65 on a fucking game. I pop it in. As soon as I pop it in, as soon as the fucking game starts, do your lines. Like he just was on stakeout, waiting for me to do something else besides WWE.
Yeah, I remember one of the jokes in F.A.M. was Ben, because Ben never did his lines, and so it was Ben, do your lines.
Which is funny because at the time, well, now I can tell the difference, but at the time, the ongoing joke was that Ben sounded a lot like Stigma. So it was like, we could
just because they're Scottish.
We could have just got Stigma to do his lines and no one would have been the wiser, right? So it would have been fucking fine.
I mean, at that point, you were basically the one-man show. You were trying to be the one-man show. So
oh, don't remind me of that shit. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I gotta bring up Mexi's voice lines.
The Meximoto period, yeah.
Meximoto. Mr. Mexiagi.
Yeah. So the whole story behind that, right? What was it? Was it for Survivor Series or was it for Extreme Rules?
Survivor Series? No. One of the two.
Yeah, one of those, right? So I'm thinking more towards Extreme Rules. Anyway, so that's when the whole resurgence was starting and shit like that. The Dutch wasn't getting enough respect because he was going to a whole thing with Eve where he was supposed to get into a storyline with Eve where they were supposed to have a relationship, but then real life happened, so she ended up being with BH and all sort of shit. There's a story behind that.
Dude, Dutch got fucked in all his possible
storylines.
Oh
man, there was one where he was supposed to be the hacker behind the whole F.A.M. channel getting shut down. And
we don't even want to bring that up. That'll just trigger him.
That's his Martha. Yeah, he's just gonna fucking. Oh God! But why'd you mention that?
Why did you say that storyline?
But so yeah, a bunch of shit. Poor Dutch, man. Shout out to Dutch because you've been through a lot. But even now with the whole tag team, at the servers and shit, like goddamn. But yeah, so he wasn't getting enough respect, and then Mexi wasn't getting enough respect, and they hold the whole big shit. I don't know I don't know why Rom came to me, but I guess he tried with Mexi, and then Mexi just wasn't having it, or I don't know. You have to ask him. Both of them.
Okay.
And so Rom's like, Sean, you're the master of the voices. You can do anybody's voice, as you can tell right now when I'm doing Rom's voice.
Yeah.
So, like, listen, baby, I need you to do Mexi's lines. I'm like, what? Mind you, I never had a conversation with Mexi prior, so I don't know what the fuck he sounds like. And, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, all right, so how do I sound Mexican? Because I never really tried a Mexican thing except for like fucking Speedy Gonzalez, which is a fucking stereotype. So like that's not gonna do anybody fucking justice. So I was trying to do like a Cholo type voice or whatever, but then it sounded Japanese, of course. And
yeah, definitely did.
Because they're both fucking similar, right? Yeah. So, yeah, and then that's what happened, and then people were making fun of me for that shit, which deservedly so. I mean, I'll take my L. I don't give a shit. But
yeah, it was something.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know if you watched Avatar, but
The Last Airbender or the
the 2K17 event.
Yeah, the car program. Gotcha.
For me and Mexi's match, for some reason Champ didn't ask Mexi for his details on like where are you from, what's your weight, so he asked me, and I just said it as a joke. I was like, from Japan, weighing 420 pounds, that kind of thing. And he actually used it. He actually put it in the entrance.
420 pounds. That makes sense. Yep.
It fit with the aesthetic because the match was just a giant joke, making fun of bra and panty matches.
Nice.
So it fit. But
it's probably why I'm not allowed in all those fucking shows anyway, because I barely watch it. Like, you have to remind me, like, hey, Sean, it's coming on tonight. Fucking free schedule.
That's why I like live streaming it, because I'm personally bored watching CAW matches unless I'm like watching it on a live stream with a bunch of people also commenting on it. It's more of a it's like I can't watch my own matches back if I'm just by myself. It's just so boring.
Same thing with my promos. I cringe every time I hear my voice. Like, it's just like with this podcast here. Like,
I'm probably gonna have some issues listening back to this one.
I have to listen to it once, of course, to make sure everything's all synced up. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, I'm not hearing it again. Like, if someone puts a comment on the video, I'll go on the video, but I'll pause it so I don't have to hear it, and then like reply to a comment if needed. But like, yeah, I hate hearing my voice. And when Ron was like, "Oh, we need you to do commentary," I'm like, "Fuck." And then when it comes down to my show and me, like, fucking, I gotta do commentary for that because no one else will. So it's just like, fuck, I hate hearing my voice. Can someone at least do commentary for me? Now, if you're listening to this podcast and you're a commentator, please hit me up and like please link me to your shit so I know how you sound, and maybe you can do shit for me. Who knows? But yeah, the whole thing was the whole thing with behind Mexi's thing. Sorry about that, Mexi. You deserve better. And you came back. You were the whole, I want my gold type of thing. Now, when it came down to those Raws that I was working on before I left, that never got uploaded, which is still unlisted on my YouTube. I just gotta find it because I upload a lot of shit. A lot of unlisted shit too. So it's like fucking 700 videos. God. But anyway, there was a situation where you were supposed to go against Mike Ace for his belt.
I remember that promo.
What belt did he have?
Hardcore.
Was he hardcore champion there too?
No. Maybe.
Probably. It wasn't an Intercontinental Championship because that was dude.
Are you sure it wasn't just like I don't think I cared about him because he didn't have a thing, but he kept on like insulting me, so it's like, okay, I'll destroy this guy and then go on to my gold. Right,
because it was supposed to be, I think he was feuding with somebody, and then you end up getting into the whole situation, like you pushed somebody out the way or something like that, and he got upset, and it was a whole cringy-worthy type promo because you were all crazy about gold, and then Hunter, Mike
Oh
Ace,
my god.
His
Do I want to talk about fucking Hunter during your leadership? Okay.
Go ahead.
So first of all, that promo, I was like, okay, so we'll do this promo, you know, you gotta have this little back and forth. So I'll say something like, "Oh, I don't care about you because you're not worth my time," or whatever. And then he's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna say that you're gay." It's like, what the fuck, Hunter? Do you not know how to do promo? And then, do you remember he had, like, everybody at this time was, like, just petty. So it was like, oh, we want to write off, I don't know if it was you or MK, but someone was like, okay, we got to write off, I think, Devil maybe, or someone. And Hunter was going to do it.
Oh,
so
no, it wasn't Devil, it was Biacholo.
Okay, we gotta write off Biacholo. Okay,
because I think
Hunter,
at the time, BH didn't want to do the voice anymore or some shit like that. So we were just going to write off no, BH was leaving because he was going to go become a wrestler. So it was like, okay, he's not going to be able to do the fucking voice anymore. So
all right, Hunter, you get to write him off. You get free reign on what you want to do. Awesome. Just, write him off. Mm-hmm. Beat him up, whatever. So an hour later, he comes back with like 6 or 7, or just actually it was more like 26, something. A lot of things. MK was very angry about it, and he put him through 4 barricades, 3 tables, hit him on the steps, just this entire thing.
5 golden
rings. Do not give Hunter creative freedom. Just don't do it.
That was a whole big shit. Yeah, he came. Alright, so now people that don't know MK, he chews tobacco, right? He takes dip a lot, right? So, every once in a while he have a little ding, that type of shit. But when he got all those fucking files, right? All those fucking highlight reels, you hear and he's like, "Motherfucker, are you kidding me?" And he got so upset because of all the shit that Hunter has sent him, and it was like a whole big, like, we were just making fun of him because as if he felt some sort of way against Biacholo. Where he was just like, I fucking hate that son of a bitch. Fucking wanted to just murder him. Like, yeah, he went through all that shit, a partridge in a pear tree, everything, right?
Yeah.
So it was just like a whole big funny thing. But of course, we never got to use that because shit went down right before F.A.M. anniversary.
Oh no, what a shame that we didn't get to use that.
Yeah, I know, right? It would have been an hour-long fucking extravaganza of fucking Mike Ace beating the shit out of Biacholo. Something that everybody wants to see, right? But, yeah, it was. I was really proud of the episode of how it was going. It was like each episode, because I was doing both at the same time, and each episode was about 90% done. Like if I really wanted to finish it now, I can do it.
Yeah.
But who really cares now? It's been 3 years.
Yeah, and basically what happened is, they kind of had, I don't know. It's interesting because it brought up the point that like a leader's only a leader if people want to be led by him. Because
Right.
like Andy and Rom was just and BH were just kind of like, Andy's back, BH is back, we're leaders now. We're also bringing Cameron back. Fuck you, Sean.
No, not necessarily like that. No, were you talking about when I left?
The giant hostile takeover where they were like, okay, we're firing everyone, we're firing MK, we're firing OTP, we're firing Stacy, we're
All
firing.
right, no,
Hunter.
that's a completely different story. Well, that's not how it actually ended up. Where it was a whole big thing where and again, apologies to everybody that doesn't want to hear this shit. But of course, I'm gonna tell the truth. This is the Fights Live podcast. We're not gonna go pussyfoot around here. But I'm not gonna shit on anybody either. So like the whole thing was that BH came back from his venture trying to become a wrestler and stuff. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. We never really talk. But yeah, so the whole thing was that he's back. He's not leaving F.A.M. And him and Rom already had a discussion about how they want to run F.A.M. as a business. Which I'm like, okay, fine. What money are you making? But whatever. I never really saw the whole big picture because, of course, now F.A.M. is big. So fucking kudos to them, Mazel Tov. But
yeah, fucking huge.
they're getting people from they're getting YouTubers and shit. So like that's fucking amazing. But but at the time I just didn't see it. I was like, okay, all right, what are you talking about here as a business? All right, well we're gonna have CEOs and all that other stuff, and then Sean,
contracts,
right? And Sean, you're no longer a leader. You're just gonna be head recorder. And I'm like, okay, why are you demoting me if I didn't do anything wrong? He's like, yeah, you're right. You didn't do anything wrong. We just want to make you prove that you're worthy of being CEO. And I'm like, what do you mean prove that I'm being worthy? Because for those that don't know, I was leader. I wasn't. All right. When I first joined, I was doing everything a leader would do because Stigma at the time, he was dealing with other shit, but he had the title of leader. He came in when it's time to hire and fire people. But when it came down to like, oh, this member needed this or this person needed help with that, yada yada yada, I was the guy to go to. Everybody was coming to me for it. So I was doing a lot of shit. I was recording almost everything. I was writing with Rom. We did the commentary. I did a lot of shit. I was pretty much a leader. And then like maybe a year later, that's when I officially got the title when fucking Stigma just didn't want to do it anymore. And I think that felt like I felt a little salty from that because it was like, damn, it took Stigma to fucking leave in order to fucking do it. And then when Cameron joined around that time, no, that was a year later. It was me and Devil, and then Cameron joined. He automatically became leader when he joined. So I was like, motherfucker, the shit I had to go through my first year to become official leader, and he automatically gets it. I felt salty about that. Long story short, it got to the point where we started this conversation where he's talking about BH wants to make it a business and shit, and how I got demoted. I'm like, motherfucker, I got leadership twice, technically 3 times if you think about it. I'm fucking worth it. You guys saw that. I didn't ask to become leader. You guys gave it to me, So it's not like, oh, I'm not worthy of some shit. You're going against your own fucking thoughts and actions. So
yeah.
I just didn't I didn't like it, but I was like, fine, I'm going to deal with it. But then they fired OTP, Mike Ace, and then some people like T-Bone and MK, they went event suicide. They were like, oh, they're getting fired? Fuck it, I'm leaving because this is some bullshit. And I was like, all right, fine, I'm going to leave too. Because all these storylines that I wrote for, like the whole OTP and Stacy getting kidnapped and Suicide becoming Vengeance and the guy that was behind the whole kidnapping and shit like that, I was the guy that wrote that shit, and a lot of other storylines. I'm like, all these storylines I'm putting work to is going down the toilet, and then I'm getting demoted for something I didn't fucking do. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, they're treating me like shit. Fuck it. I don't know if there was a whole master plan because of the whole thing with Cameron, because Cameron was gone at the time, and he only came back after I left.
Yeah, I think I got it wrong, actually. I think Cameron came back in 2K16, not 15. So I think there was like a year difference.
Either way, I
where
was
he
gone.
wasn't.
I was gone by 15.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But at that time, when everybody was quitting, I also quit, but because I wanted to start, getting into sim. I saw all these cool 360 shows like all the ones that basically didn't work out, like PWR and Tiger and whatever, all these cool things, and I just wanted to be involved. So I left FAM because FAM at the time had like basically a one contract type deal. Like, you have to be in FAM. If you're in FAM, you can't be in any other places. So I was like, hey Rom, I'm leaving. I want to pursue other ventures. And he was not very happy with me. But then ME also you guys offered me to be in that because I was supposed to be involved in that big ME storyline that was supposed to be in F.A.M. But I was like, I'm not really a big fan of the storyline that you guys had for me. I'll pass.
Yeah.
So I was just basically on my own for the first time in a while. So I decided I didn't want to be Angelo because, to be completely honest with you, and I've been lying for years, Angelo was a complete ripoff of BH.
What?
On purpose.
Oh my god. You heard it here, folks.
Basically, I was into Hollywood Undead, but like before BH, did that because Army of Two, the F.A.M. tag team, they had a Hollywood Undead song, so that's how I started getting into them.
Fucking Army of Two, I forgot about them. Holy shit.
But then, yeah, they were my favorite when I started watching F.A.M., dude.
They had the Samoa Joe theme song, right?
No, they had a. We
need an old school FAM.
They had a Team 3D entrance, right?
Something like that. I don't know.
Dudley Boys or something. I don't know. I didn't watch wrestling at the time.
And you guys with better memory than I have, fucking just comment and tell me what the fuck happened.
But yeah, so I was a big fan of them, so I started listening to Hollywood Undead. But when BH came out with it's some Hollywood Undead song, and he had the mask. He was BH 3 Tears.
BH 3 Tears, yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm gonna make a call like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I did, and I got into FAM with it, even though it was a blatant ripoff. That's how good friends I was with everybody.
Or maybe that's how much BH likes himself. He's like, I see something great in him.
Frisco likes to joke that after BH powerbombed me off the thing, he absorbed my black and gold.
Yeah, was it last year he had black and gold attire?
Yeah, something like. Well, he always had the black and gold power bomb from when he was the gold standard, which I didn't even think about when I made the Angelo Victoria gold black attire that he's like mainly known for.
Right.
But yeah, basically rip off of BH, whatever.
That was a special time, 2012, right?
I'll live up to it.
You had the black and gold attire in 2012, but then also with your skin tone, I suffered from the same thing where they didn't have my skin tone perfectly, so like we had to go like extra dark and then put up the shine for
oil.
Yes,
yeah.
The blinged out. We just came out of Vaseline and shit, and just.
How would you even wrestle with him? He'd just slip out of your hands.
Exactly. You can't tap me out. I'll slip right out.
Yeah. So
man.
I basically made him black and then turned it up to where it looked more Hispanic.
Tannish, But
So yeah. I didn't like Angelo at the time of 2015, and plus you couldn't make good masks in 2015.
Right.
Or at least I couldn't. I guess BH did, whatever. Or did he? Was he? I don't remember if he was maskless or not in 2015.
I wasn't watching FAM at the time, so yeah, I wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, you were a bit salty.
It wasn't salty. It's just like it's something that you worked on for a long time, and you no longer doing it. It feels weird. Yeah.
I get it.
Seeing an ex-girlfriend with somebody else, even though you broke up fucking fine and you're with somebody else, you just don't want to see that,
Yeah. So I wasn't a fan of Angelo Victoria at the time. So I had Kevin, who was at the time known as Kevin Chaos. But I was like, Chaos. Well, MK was like, Chaos is a really lame name. Everybody in wrestling has the name Chaos if they're stupid.
At the time, yes, there was a few Chaoses out there, yeah.
And so I was like, no, it's not. And then I was just randomly like, I went to like, I think it was called elucha.com. They sell like wrestling merch. I was just looking for some inspiration for an attire. And then in the banner of it, you see these shorts that just have Chaos with a K written on them. And I'm like, it's time to change my name. So I chose Villanova. Don't know why.
Because we're related, that's why. Yeah, you're a cousin.
Yeah, I got a lot of that fun little talk. Like, oh, are you related to Sean and Alex Nova? It's like, fuck you, dude.
I know that must have grinded your gears because at the time you weren't really a big fan of me, so.
I was not, because you kind of went off on me. And
which I apologize a million times, and I'll do
under
it
the
again.
Bridge.
Yes. But yeah, I'm more of a responsive person, right? I like to think myself as a cool person, but if you piss me off, I'm like, I'm the fucking Hulk, right? So,
yeah.
And there's some times when I do get pissed off, I do go overboard, and that's when the situation between you and me, I'm not going to get into detail, I went overboard, and then for that I apologize.
I broke like my mic during that. I was so frustrated when you were yelling at me. I was just kind of, I like ripped something in half.
Oh,
it was
man.
weird, but it was.
If I had seen that, I would have stopped real fucking quick. Like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was. It was a time, but anyway. So at that time, I just chose Villanova, and then 2K15 happened, and I didn't do anything. I wasn't on any show. Well, the game was shit.
Yeah, the game broke a lot.
My call looked really ugly. It was really lame. I wasn't interested in anything. It was in my senior year of high school. I was doing like 2 theater classes at the time, so I was like really busy. So
Right.
I wasn't doing anything. Cut to 2K16. I really liked how my call looked. I started making friends with people. Like, I started making friends with Joey Turner. I basically just started doing graphics for everyone.
Okay.
I start like just randomly. I had GIMP, which is an image manipulation, kind of like free Photoshop. So I would just start making graphics for people in the hopes of like, you know, because I'm kind of awkward. I'm not good at talking to people for the first time. So it's like,
too.
it's like I can't just say, "Hi, Brian Amir, do you want to do a match with me?" But I can make a Brian Amir graphic and see if he likes it.
It gets your foot in the door, it breaks ice.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So I did that a lot. It got
That's how it
noticed
was
by
with Paint Tool when I first started, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it got noticed by Joey Turner, who was at the time and still is like one of the best graphic makers. So he was like,
yeah.
"Oh, this kid's doing a lot," and basically it was just that. Like, I started making things for people. I somehow got booked on New York Minute Tour 4, which was Frisco's like yearly event thing. I don't even remember how I got booked on that, but basically me and Ben hadn't done anything in a while because Ben wasn't getting booked in F.A.M., which is how the catering crew actually started. Like, I would know on Striggs' podcast he said something else, but
break. He was just like talking like he was on a walkie-talkie and shit.
yeah, I can real quick. I'm just gonna explain how the catering crew actually started.
Go for it. That was
Since
gonna be one of my questions, so go ahead.
So basically, Ben, Dutch, and Mexi weren't getting booked at all at the time. Like, Ben got booked to win the global title, whatever, for a week, and then got passed back to Anarchimus. I call it the hot potato title at that time. So that was the only time Ben got booked. Dutch was F.A.M. tag team champion, but he wasn't getting booked for anything.
Because the servers were ass, yeah.
Yeah. Mexi, same thing, because he was in the team with Dutch. So basically the joke at the time was that all of them, what they did was just they were the heads of the catering table in the back. They just, you know, anyone comes up, needs food, we got you, we're the catering crew.
He's a
and
turkey
just
club.
yeah, pretty much. And so I kind of got involved in that just because it was like I was also an F.A.M. guy that didn't get booked for anything.
Yeah.
For a while. So even though I wasn't in F.A.M., basically the rule of the catering crew used to be that as long as you were in F.A.M., you could be a part of it, because it ends up just being a big friend group. But the beginning of it was just like, these guys aren't getting booked, so the joke is that they're in catering.
So you hear that, D's nuts? There's a spot open for you.
No, there is not. Wabashi either.
Well, Wabashi too, yeah.
So yeah, but now
Outcast.
basically it's just like Peyton, he's never been in F.A.M., but he's part of the catering crew. There's no
Right.
rules anymore. It's like the Bullet Club. It used to be like it's only Gaijins, and then they had the Japanese guy, and now it's just randomly anyone. So it's like, it doesn't have to make sense anymore.
So Peyton's the new Jeff Jarrett, pretty much. Just
Yeah.
Like, anybody can come in. Fuck it.
Basically.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's the catering crew. We don't actually mean anything. We're just a giant joke.
Just don't fuck with them, that's all.
Don't fuck with the catering crew. We're the best, man.
We will spit in your food. Oh, man. But right now, this is where we get to the fan question portion of the podcast, where if you're on Twitter, and I'll make an announcement that I'm interviewing someone, and if you have questions for that person, just reply to that or send me a DM. I'll keep it anonymous. So, let's see here. All right. RCX 50 matches left at WAW Caliber asks,
Why does everyone have these stupid fucking names? I just want to know who they are.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for someone to troll me and just like have like fucking bunny penis face or some shit. I don't know. But why do you look British? How does someone look British? What is it, your teeth? What?
I think. Ooh, that would be a bad insult. No,
Powers
I think it's just from that picture. Like, I got a jacket because I saw Pete Dunne's like super cool looking jacket, so I got a jacket that was kind of like it, and I took photos with it. So it's like, haha, British.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, now this one's from Amon Drake, baby, at Amon Drake HF. Did you kill Angelo Victoria, or does he have any siblings? I think BH is one of the siblings, right?
BH is the father.
Oh shit, Maury, get on that.
Yeah, I killed Angelo. I don't think he's coming back. I offered Ben to remake him. Like, Ben was like, "Let me remake Angelo," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, dude, whatever." But he never did. So it's like, whatever. If he gets like Joey remade him for the one joke video. But no, he's dead. I don't have any interest in bringing him back.
I would love for him to make a comeback in FAM. Like, if I'm still there, just like rehash that feud. Maybe get some matches that we haven't done. Just close that book, you know. But,
well, Kevin Villanova made a debut in FAM.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah.
It's really simple. Basically, Cameron was just like, he messaged me because me and Cameron are cool now. We weren't cool for a long time. We weren't cool for a really long time, and then one day it was just like, hey, Ben messaged me like, hey, I'm playing Overwatch. Do you want to play? I'm playing with Cam and VB, and so I join, and Cameron's streaming, and it's just like, whatever, we're cool now. Which is nice. He's a really cool guy. But he messages me like, hey, let me job out your car. Just straight up like that. So you got
prior knowledge of it. Okay, I thought it just happened without your consent or some shit.
No, not like the fucking farting on Cameron thing that you made me do back in the day.
Oh God, you want to talk about that video now?
Yeah, I'm surprised that this has been going on for longer than I thought it would, but like I didn't. It's been surprisingly tame. I haven't like talked shit about basically anyone. So, but basically, one of my least favorite things that I had to do in FAM, because at the time I was like, Angelo's a serious character. He needs to be protected as such. Right. Cameron did something that FAM didn't like. So Sean decided to make a video.
All right, hold on. Let me explain what Cameron did. Okay. Now this is nothing against Cameron because me and him are really fucking cool right now, and I want to keep it that way. But at the time, a lot of us were immature, me included. So, especially me, god damn it. But anyway, so this is when Cameron was running POW, and he's not the first person to do it, but a lot of people have done it. But it was just like, I think he was just the straw that broke the camel's back. So at the time, just like how FAM is now, for a certain period of time, I guess when the game comes out, there's a long period of time where we don't upload anything. It's just us like working the kinks, you know, the trial and error on how to make a show.
I know where you're going with this.
Quality against quantity, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to that, the whole time we weren't making it. So he made an announcement on one of his streams that FAM is dead because they haven't uploaded anything in like 2 months and stuff like that, right? So again, he's not the first person and he's not the last person to say that. So when he had said it, I took it some kind of way because I'm like, motherfucker, I have to put an end to it. It's not to him personally. This is why I didn't mention him in the video. But I made a car that looked like him, and which was kind of a fuck up on my end. And then so when he was like, oh yeah, FAM's dead. They haven't uploaded in 2 months. Yada yada yada. Mind you, at the time I was working on an episode of Raw that I was gonna upload within like a week or something like that. So I was like, fuck it, there's gonna be double like in your face. So I went to Raw. I was like, yo, listen, I want to make a video. I made the car. I want to use this. And then everybody was all unanimous. Yes, let's do this. So I was like, all right,
except
fine.
for me. Look, I was not notified about it.
For the record, yes. Because you didn't have any lines. But like Striggs knew about it because he was supposed to laugh. But again, Striggs is notorious for having a shitty fucking mic. And I love you, Striggs, but yes, I mean, calling a spade, get a fucking mic, man. I'll buy it for you if I lived in the UK, but fucking shipping from across the fucking Atlantic. It sucks. But anyway, so yeah, the whole thing happened where we made the video and shit like that. I didn't want to mention him because I didn't want him to feel a certain way. But if the fact that he saw it, he would know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah. So that's why I did the car that looks like him, and then the rise above weight and all that other shit. Which again, dickhead on my end. I admit it. I'm a fucking dick. So, but the whole thing was to get the word out there, because after we did the whole skit of us beating him up, and then fucking Rom's like, oh no, we're not done with you yet. Exactly. And me, I think BH and OTP were gonna be like, all right, listen, we're not dead, we're never gonna die. Case in fucking point. Look what's happening now with F.A.M. And then where as long as we have people working on it, we're gonna work on it. It's just that it takes time. Good shit comes to those who wait.
And then to put the cherry on top, Angelo Victoria,
which you didn't even know about it because
sits down,
right,
farts on his face.
Yes. So yeah, and then you did the the normal taunt that you do where you squat down and shit like that, and then
my my well-known taunt at the time. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then
I'm sorry, Cameron. I'm fucking sorry. All right, you hear me? All right.
Say I'm sorry, Kevin.
No, fuck you. I don't give a shit. But honestly, yeah, because it's fucked up. But even though, to my defense, I did not mention him by name, so. But again, it made it pretty fucking obvious. You know what I'm saying?
But I was pretty pissed about that.
It's like having some dude that looks like Randy Savage and call him Manny Savage. Yeah, we know who the fuck you fucking talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm a dumbass. But anyway.
What was the question that even led up to that?
The question was
Amon Drake killing Angelo or something?
Angelo Victoria, one of the siblings and shit. But anyway, that was the story. Yeah, you kind of killed him off, and no, he doesn't have any siblings, right?
Correct.
Okay. So.
Oh wait, no, I was talking about Kellen Vega and F.A.M.
Oh yeah, and him jobbing out to Roberto. Right, gotcha.
So Cameron messages me. He's like, "Hey, let me job out your car," and I'm just like, "Hell yeah, dude!" Because even though I don't care. It's a fake wrestler, and even if it was a real wrestler, it's like do what you want. Like I was in the stupid bra and panties match where I wore nipple pasties and a horse head. I'm down for literally anything. So I was like, yeah, dude, do it. Are you going to use my name? And he's like, no, you're just going to be introduced as a local jobber. I'm like, stop right there. I've got a better idea. Because how Raw, when they have jobbers on, it's not like their real names. Like, I remember Johnny Gargano was like Baron von Vonsberg or something like that back in the day. Not using indie names.
Yeah,
so
Jeff Hardy was Jeff Harvey and shit. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so instead of just introducing me as local talent, some people know who I am. This will be a good joke for whoever knows who I actually am. Call me Kellen Vega. Kellen Quinn is the singer for Sleeping with Sirens, really big scene band. Okay. So there's a joke there, and then Vega just from Street Fighter. So it's it'll be a good joke. I'll be introduced as someone that everyone knows I'm actually not. Job my car out. It'll be fun. So he does. And I don't think Kevin's joining F.A.M. I haven't been contacted about it. I've always just kind of been like, I don't really feel like being in F.A.M. again, and I'm still kind of like that, but it's who knows what'll happen.
If it ever happens, you have to do something where it's Kellen just slowly but surely starts turning into Angelo Victoria. Where it's
sees a mask on a table as he's walking by and huh.
No, something more subtle where it's just
oh.
it was in a promo or some shit like that. In the world, there's only puppets and puppeteers, and you're like, wait, hold on, that sounds familiar.
Well, I think April Fool's Day, I put out a video of Kevin wearing Angelo's attire and doing the Angelo Victoria entrance and having City as the theme song. And I was like, haha, it's a good joke. You see, guys? And then it says April Fool's at the end and hashtag book Kevin. Haha. So it's
By the way, that fucking theme song was the shit. Mainly
City?
because of the build up in the beginning with the boom, 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 clap, boom, boom. I was like, oh man, every time I hear that fucking song, I get fucking chills. So especially with the Rumble when it happened, when you were just looking for you, like, where the fuck did you come from? And you came from the back and shit, and fucked everybody up. But that was a nice little moment and shit. But yeah, let's go to the next question.
Sure.
All right, so this is from VB 100% at Vivified. Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created? What?
So this is an inside joke. It's from Spy Kids 2.
Really? I seen that movie. I don't remember that.
It's Steve Buscemi says it after he's created his monsters, and he's like, "Do you think God stays in heaven?" Basically, it's a joke at Maxwell Verdi's old intro to his theme song, where it's like, people say that God is dead. Well, how can they say that if I show them the devil? Boom, 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 boom. So
That's
it's just a joke.
good.
It's a joke on that, and they make fun of me for that because in 2012 I made a tribute video to Maxwell Verdi with my ca Omnicide wearing his attire. Yeah, that's basically it.
No, but that was a badass line. I don't know if I'm wrong for thinking that, but
No, it's a good line. It's just funny because Steve Buscemi's saying it in Spy Kids 2.
yeah. Fucking Steve Buscemi. Anyway, we got multiple questions here from Lance Frisco at LFX 2 matches left. At Lance Frisco. Which do you prefer between Angelo or Kellen Vega? Shit.
Well, Kevin's still alive, so...
Well, yeah, that's your answer right there, right? The next question is, would you rejoin F.A.M if offered?
I already covered that, but sure. I mean,
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean-
If they need to use my call, whatever. I'm not really planning on being any. I've always said the only time I want to bring back Angelo, or the only time I want to be in F.A.M. for sure is if I can use it to put over Ben.
Okay.
I would love, it would be cool to do more matches with Ben, and especially on F.A.M. have him get pushed as the fucking monster that he should be.
What the fuck is Ben doing now?
Not getting
Catering,
booked.
right? Yeah, catering.
Not getting
that's
booked.
it. Yeah, exactly. Alright, who was it that made the career highlights of Ben?
That was an Archimus.
Ah, that was a funny ass video. Ah, man. I remember doing that voice line for his entrance with
Benaniho.
which I thought that's what his fucking theme song needed for some fucking reason. I'm an idiot. And
Yeah, that was interesting. One man show at its finest.
Right, so poor thing. But I guess it's in my idea, the career highlight for Ben was when in the Royal Rumble he tried to attack Dude, and Dude gave him that fucking Luigi death stare.
Yeah. Especially good when Ben did the 10 minutes video. It's like, Gandhi, mate, remember Gandhi? Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit. All right, now the last question from Lance Frisco is, when is your band releasing new music?
There it is. Mm-hmm. So, I was in a band for 3 months. In the summer, in between my sophomore and junior year, we were called All But Breathing. I don't mind saying that because I deleted the page on Facebook. Fuck man. You guys. It was generic metalcore, meaningless. Like, we tried to be meaningful. Like, we had one song that was like about bullying and bullies are bad, and then the rest of our songs were about women. So it's like,
was it like a positive thing, or
it was like, well, because before All But Breathing was a thing, my friends that I was in the band with were in a pop punk band. So being pop punk, all the songs were about breakups and girls and stuff like that. And we were gonna practice, make a bunch of songs, start our first thing. But the day after school ended that year, this local venue that's no longer around had this like big summer blowout show with a bunch of like really big San Antonio local bands. Okay. And since I knew the owners of the venue at the time, I was like, hey, can my band get in on this? And they're like, yeah, dude. So even though we weren't ready to play like a 5-song set, we wanted to get booked because there ended up being like over 100 people there at a venue that normally gets like 30.
Right.
So we weren't ready. So we had the bullying song. We had one other original song called Heart Stomping Stilettos. That was about no. It was called Heart Stomping Stilettos. We ended up calling it Easier Than Easy A because I was a big fan. I'm a huge fan of Emma Stone, and she was in the movie Easy A.
I love that movie. Yeah.
I love Emma Stone. So, so it was called Easier Than Easy A, and that was still about a girl. So we had those 2 songs that were the All But Breathing originals, and then we had 3 from the pop punk, which were all just like, "Girl, I'm breaking up with you, bye."
Was that actually like
no
how you sang it, or?
No, I was a screamer.
Oh, okay.
So I did and that kind of thing.
Ooh, chilling.
Yeah. But it was a fun experience. It was just 3 months, but it's whatever.
So no album coming soon.
No album coming soon.
Man.
Maybe I'll do the F.A.M. 4 theme song.
F.A.M. Forever a movement.
And I hope you... Wait, I can't say that word. No.
Why?
Just don't.
Okay. Don't be surprised, acting like you don't know. But I just heard that song not too long ago because Frisco tweeted it, and I was just like...
Yeah.
I remember being in the stream with everybody watching Fan Anniversary 3, and we're waiting for it to start, and that theme just kept on playing with the match card over and over again. And it's just like fucking shit, like for like an hour straight, because I don't think they set a time on when it was gonna happen, so we were just sitting there waiting, or technical difficulties or something, I don't know. But and it was just like a whole big shit. We just got pissed off from it. It was like, shut off the music, shut off. And you know, now I just look at it with nostalgia, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dude, it was a great time.
Mm-hmm. It's like, you know that one song during the summer that everybody fucking plays. Like, it's just, you get sick of it by the time August comes in and shit, but it's fine. But all right, so now Norm 6, that's Bforce Norm, of course. Shout out to Cater Crew. A lot of Cater Crew fucking sending questions here. Every time I have a Cater Crew member, a lot of Cater Crew members sending questions. Like, as if you guys don't talk to each other, you really need to know this shit. But anyway,
we like send it in the chat, like ask me troll questions.
So now he asks about your hair, if you would like to trade with him.
No thanks. I like my hair.
I want to see you with an afro though, like a little mini afro.
Dun da 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 Afro circus.
I guess if it gets too humid around there, right? Because you live in Texas and shit, so.
It's shitty. My AC is not really working in my car, so it's not a good time.
At least you have a car, man. Drive with the window down and shit.
Well, do you need a car in New York? Sounds counterproductive.
Well, here's the thing, right? I when I'm here, like, by myself, I don't need to travel anywhere. I'm like, I don't need a fucking car. I live in New York. I can take the subway. I can take the bus. But after today, waiting a fucking, like, 40 minutes for a fucking bus, yeah. I'm like, I should have had a car.
I gotcha.
You know? But it's whatever. But, all right, now next question's from Elijah at Narcomus. Mm-hmm. Again, another Cater Crew member.
Yeah.
And then the next person asking, too, is from a Cater Crew member. Anyway, do you sometimes think that you're too beautiful to be in the CAW community?
I think there are some pretty people in CAW besides me. But
if you look at everybody's CAW, I think the 98% of the community is fucking models, which bothers the shit out of me. Like, I want to see... Like, unless for like someone like Roberto or MK, you know, if you're a big monster like Bronson and shit like that, he's not a monster. He's not a model and shit. He's fucking... He looks like somebody that will really rip you in half. Yeah. But it's just... Like, that's fine, but like I want to see a face that's really ugly. Like I want to see like a Mick Foley type dude.
Yeah, I got in trouble with our peers because I was like, oh, I really like this cough face texture, and they were like, haha, you like this face texture. We all hate this face texture, and I was like, well, at least this face texture has a nose. Ooh. And they got pretty annoyed at that one. But yeah, I like it I'd like it if some of the CAWs weren't as modelish. It would be nice.
Yeah, I use my face for my CAW, and a lot of people like that's the reason why my guy is so light. Everyone's like, oh, how the fuck does Sean turn white? Like, no, that's just how. Like, because in real life I have like a caramel type skin color, you know, but it's not as light as my CAW is, but that's how the game registers my skin tone. So what can I do? But like I think 2K16 was my actual skin color. That was like the last game I had my actual skin color. But Yeah, so, I use my face. I don't know if I'm handsome or not. I think I'm ugly as fuck, but some people are like, no, you're funny, you're cute. I'm like, shut up.
No, I think there are some pretty people in Ka. I think Ben's pretty.
I've seen him. He's adorable.
Dude, have you seen Frisco? I follow him on Instagram now, and he's the most fucking stylish dude I've ever met.
I've seen him once. I don't even know if I've actually seen him because it was the whole car roast thing. And, like, I don't know if he was using his actual fucking face or he was using somebody else's, so I really don't know.
Mm-hmm. But no, fucking Frisco, good looking dude.
By the way, people listening, let's start another car roast because that shit was fucking awesome. Just let out all your fucking shit and then just be good for it. Agreed. No one got butt hurt. No one's like, oh, fuck you, man. I have fucking chicken pox or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was great. But all right, now Striggs, when he's booked at Cause Striggs, do you love me like I love you? Slow down. They don't love you like I love you.
Yeah, Striggs.
Yeah, 100% confidence right there.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, Aldo at what the fuck? Critic Man? Is that it? Or Critical Man?
No idea.
I can't. Yeah, because it's not actually spelled critical. Like it's Critic L Man. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck. So, how do you come across your theme for Angelo Victoria? Well, we already established that with you being a fan of Hollywood Undead, but is there anything more you want to add to it?
Angelo's first theme was Young, which was just kind of like, we are young, we have heart. And I was like, that doesn't really fit with his gimmick. Right. And then I listened to City, and I was like, yeah, this is a fucking good-ass theme song. Yeah, like, especially the build-up. The build-up is really good. I liked the tempo at the time. It just kind of fit with everything.
Do you still listen to them now, or
no? Basically, the only band I listen to is Dance Gavin Dance, which does Kevin's theme song.
Oh wow, there's like so many Kevins. You're playing against Kevin. You have Dance Gavin Dance. You're Kevin.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, it's Dance Gavin Dance.
Oh, okay.
They're a really good band.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gender Crust at Mexi FTW. Number 1, are you still all but breathing?
God damn it.
Will you ever breathe again?
God damn it. Fuck off. Okay, ignoring that one.
Okay. Number 2, thoughts on pregos. I think I know the context of that.
So, yeah. I made a joke one time in the catering crew chat because someone was like, oh, we have Bree's nudes. And first of all, okay, I will talk some shit on the community. I fucking hate anytime fucking Diva's nudes leak, everyone's like, oh, they like go into a frenzy. It's like, that's someone's fucking personal information being violated. And
Absolutely.
people that are like Chase fucking always, every time he's like, I mean, it's not her fault, but maybe next time she shouldn't have those on her phone. It's like, fuck you. What the fuck?
Yeah, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. I have nudes on my fucking phone. Like, fuck. I don't
it's
give a
like,
shit.
I shouldn't, I wouldn't want to feel at fault if something got leaked just because it's not my fault someone hacked into my shit, you know?
Right, exactly.
Fuck that.
There's two sides to that because it's like, all right, one, you should feel like you should have your phone secure. You can do whatever the fuck you want on your phone and it should never fucking get leaked out, right? But then again, it's like, you saw what happened 3 years ago with the first happening.
Yeah.
You should be more cautious. Put it in a fucking thumb drive or something. I don't know. But then...
But it's just never. It's
you're
never
a human being. You
someone's
do whatever
fault.
you want without having any consequences on it. As long as it's legal, do whatever the fuck you want.
But yeah, as long whenever people in the community go fucking ape shit over it, it's like, just go look up fucking porn. Like,
yeah.
You don't need to fucking violate someone's shit and look like a fucking asshole just because you're horny and you know this person because they're famous.
My thing is, right, and it's not even just with leaks, because sometimes some people will post up like a Playboy picture or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, why do you feel the need that everybody should see that?
Yeah.
Like, my thing is, all right, now, there's some times where I'll see, like, someone retweet a GIF, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I pronounce it GIF. Don't make fun of me.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore.
All right, so fucking, like a GIF of someone, like, getting their pussy eaten out or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
This is the mood that I'm into. And I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, and I feel the same way, but I'm not going to post that. One, because I have minors that follow me. So like,
I've had to unfollow quite a few people for posting that kind of shit.
Right, and then two is just like I feel like it's weird. Like I never was that type of person. Let's say if my girlfriend sent me something, like you know how some friends will be like, "Oh, yo, you want to see my girl?" Da da da. Look what she sent me, and that's fucking weird to me because it's just like, one, it's private pictures. It should be you. I usually like the fact that I see some shit that no one else has seen. So like if I'm with if I'm with my girl, and she sends me nudes and shit like that, right? I'm not gonna go to my boys and like, "Hey, check this out," because I like the fact that no one else has seen it. And then also it's like. Isn't it weird that you're sending, you're showing your friends?
You're just like breaking the person's trust too.
Right, but then also it's like, isn't it like weird? Like,
yeah,
I see a fucking, I see a naked woman. I have the normal bodily functions of a male that sees something like that, and it's really fucking enjoyable, right? So I would not want another dude to do that near me. Like, hey, look at this. Do you feel hard yet? You know what I'm saying? It's really fucking weird. Like, I never would do that. So, like, when I see somebody post some shit on, like, oh, yeah, this is fucking Tori Wilson's Playboys or some shit like that, right? And fucking post it on Twitter. I'm like, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to get all your male friends hard? Like, what the fuck? That's kind of fucking weird. Unless that's your fucking deal and that's what floats your boat, fine, I'm not going to judge you. But, again, it's still kind of weird. Do that shit privately.
but yeah, that went off on a little tangent.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, nothing against anybody or anything like that. But still,
just
it's
be mature, dudes.
Exactly, and especially if it's leaks, man. Fucking
respect women.
Brie Bella especially because like she's pregnant. She's
and that's where the joke came from. I made a joke like, oh, I only want to see it if she's pregnant, ha ha ha, and Frisco screen capped it and posted it on Twitter. No context of it being a joke, and I hate him.
Right, but yeah, I just feel like it's weird because especially with Brie Bella, she's gonna have a kid. I would hate for that kid, especially if it's a boy. Well, it's a girl now, but at the time, if it was a boy, it'd be fucking weird. Imagine that kid going to high school and then some little asshole's like, "I got your mom's nudes." That fucking poor kid. Like I feel bad for Pamela Anderson's sons. Because I know there's gonna be some shithead that has internet access is gonna find that shit.
Yeah,
and it's just like
that's not a good thought. Jesus Christ.
It's just but anyway. Third question from Gendercross at MexiFTW. Are you frustrated with your with your downhill? And what the fuck does that even mean?
I think he replied to himself and finished that question.
Oh, okay, fine, whatever. All right. All right, now popularity since abandoning Angelo Victoria personality compared to the vanilla white Kevin Villanova.
I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point I've been booked more as Kevin than I was as Angelo total.
Okay.
So nah, dude, I'm chilling.
All right. So I just realized that's all of one question right there. I must have fucking wrong. Shame on me, man. That's what I get for dropping out of college, Abuelito Rican at Rican Guard. Why aren't you Kevin Da Kid? 2 Ds.
He confused me for being KDK, who's like a 360 guy that doesn't do Ka anymore. He thought I was him for a long time.
Oh, okay. I thought you were him now, so I was like, that's kind of awkward.
Nah, it was weird though. I was like, wait, you don't? I'm not that guy. I'm not Puerto Rican. No, Filipino. I'm sorry.
Filipino. Okay. Well, are there any Filipinos in Texas?
Probably.
There's a lot in New York, which is fine. I know there's some in Cali and everything. Because like I think what you call it, like Salvadorians started coming over here. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying. I was just making an observation. Yeah, I'm mixed with everything. So trust me, I'm not fucking racist, right? So anyway, just like it was just really like I'm noticing that I was like, okay, I never saw you before in my life, and it's just like, oh man, that's crazy. But that's how New York is, melting pot of the world. But all right. Motivate Joey Turner at Joey Turner CC. I said it with loud because it was in caps. Angelo Victoria, if yes, then when? If no, then when? I guess we already established that.
Got that one.
So when is no?
Now. Now is no.
Now is no. All right. Would you say the hashtag Book Kevin movement is still intact? I'm sorry, still intact.
Yeah. I guess I don't really care about being booked as much anymore because, like, in 2016, when I really wanted to be I was like, yeah, but get me on everything. I really want to do this. I really want to do it, but I'm not really good at simming.
Okay.
I just kind of get like caught up in like even if I have ideas beforehand, I just kind of get caught up in the moment and kind of fuck up a lot. So I'm not really great at it, and it doesn't interest me as much anymore. So I'm not gonna just be like hashtag book Kevin unless it's a joke, because it started out as a joke. Because Ben made a video that was like at the end of it, it was like hashtag book Ben, and so I made the Kevin Villanova sim showcase because everybody was doing showcases at the time. Like, oh, here's all my moves, here's all my combos, here's all this. I'm so cool. So mine was just a what's the word?
Johannesburg.
Yes. A just quick supercut, that's the word. A supercut of the New York Minute Tour 4 match against Ben every time he hits me. So it just goes like bop 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 for half a minute. Like it starts out half a minute of my Ka entrance and it's like, yeah, cool, hyping up, and then it's just
Oh god.
And then at the end I put hashtag book Kevin, and Joey put that because Joey did Heatwave at that time.
Heatwave.
And he was looking for commercials in between matches, and as a joke I was like, hey, use this one, and he was like, I'm gonna use this one. And so when that happened, everyone was laughing at it, and that kind of helped get me booked as well, because everyone's just like, haha, this guy's funny, let's book him.
Alright, so the last question from Motivate Joey Turner. When is the next book Kevin commercial? Are you gonna make another one?
Dude, if I can come up with something funny, like the first one was the supercut, the second one was just a real live video I took of me eating frozen yogurt. So if I can
real life you, or
yeah, real life me.
Okay.
I went to a frozen yogurt place, got frozen yogurt, and then put my camera down as I sat down on a bench and ate yogurt for 2.5 minutes.
That is awesome.
And then when I got up, it said book Kevin on the bench. So it's just like I don't really like taking things super seriously in Ka, and so I like doing comedic things, which is weird because when I was Angelo, I don't know if you remember, I was just like, no comedy ever, I'm serious. But now I'm just like, everything's a joke. So if I can come up with something funny, yeah, I'll make another one.
Okay. All right. So now, all the way down from Peyton, you sent a series of fucking questions. All right. Why won't you send nudes?
Who says I won't?
I guess he says that. But all right. So now, the next question is, why are there so much beta males in Ka?
Probably because they Probably because they like get hard over leaked celebrity nudes.
Okay. So now I'm gonna put you on the spot there. Who would you consider to be a beta male in Ka?
Do you want me to say you in 2012?
You can say me right now. I don't give a shit. Yeah.
Just like anyone who's under the spell of like Megan gets this a lot. Like I used to feel bad for her about it, but it was like people that just like want to hang out with her and do whatever she says and agree with her every second of the day just because she has a vagina. It's like it's really cringy. That's really beta.
Right. Well, in my defense, I don't think that was the reason why I was friends with her. Not because she has a vagina. I mean, I'm well fed in that fucking department, but but it's more of I'm very loyal to my friends.
Yeah.
If there's a situation where I have to step up, and whether I'm wrong or not, I don't care. If my friend's in fucking trouble, I'm gonna back him the fuck up. And I still do that to this day, even though I don't hang out with Megan that much. So
yeah, at that time it was just like it seemed like you were just like super into her, and so like if anyone like said something bad about her, you were quickly on them, and since you were a leader, that didn't really do well for the clan. So but
well, the thing is, like I said, I do that for my friends, but then on the other side, when it comes down to Megan, a lot of people tend to attack her. So yeah, it does seem like I do that just because it's her, but no,
yeah.
It just so happens that she happened to be a big target at the time, and sometimes now, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it happened to you, someone came to you, I would have done the same thing. I'll do that now too, so it doesn't really affect anything. I just went and defended somebody a couple of weeks ago, like not so long ago, but I'm not gonna put them on blast. But anyway, so yeah, all right. Next question: would you generalize all actual women in Ka in one word, and what word would that be? Try to be nice here. I don't want to get too many dislikes at the fucking, just like with the NZ video.
Adventurous.
Ooh.
Like with the attires, especially. Like I don't like a lot of the attires and that are just like booty like hanging out, like complete, like nothing covered up.
Right.
It's just not personally like the main thing for me is that it's like it's still a wrestling game and you gotta wrestle in that attire, and if you were actually wrestling in that attire, you would not be wrestling in that attire for very long because everything would fall off and break.
Yeah. I think that's the intention.
So it's like I get it. You want to be sexy, but like, you know, I like realistic attires. But even if they're not my style, they're definitely pushing the bar of what you can do with the new import features. So that's at least cool.
Now with me, I felt the same way too for quite some time, where I was just like, why lingerie? Why can't you? Because like I've seen. Like, you look at Sasha Banks' attire, or you look at Charlotte, or whoever, right? And it's like, those attires are sexy. You don't need to wear lace or whatever, right? So, like, and it's still functional, you know what I mean? Everything's all covered up, and it's like, I'm like, damn, you look good, you know what I'm saying? But,
and plus, like, I think it's also a thing of, like, the people that are just, like men, and they just want to make girl attires, it's like, if they were females, they'd probably understand. They'd probably be more modest about it. Like, hey, I probably don't want to have everything showing. I want to be taken. I want to be taken as a serious wrestler.
You say that, but then like a lot of them will make dude attires where like half their fucking crotch is showing too. You know, so it's not necessarily a thing where it's about sex. But see, now I used to think where it was like it's really unnecessary to wear like lingerie in a ring. But then I saw somebody tweet out, which really made a lot of sense to me, was that like a lot of people complain about how divas wear, you know, the lingerie in the community, yada yada yada. But they have to understand they grew up watching wrestling at the time where there was like, you know, the Stacy Keeblers or the Candice Michelles or the Kelly Kellys, where they got into bra and panties matches and lingerie competitions and shit like that. So they're just going by what they grew up on and what they idolized when they were young. So I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. I dig that, because I grew up, and I'm showing my age here. I grew up with the Chinas and the Victorias, and where they actually wore actual gear and shit like that. You know, the fucking the Lita was a little risque because she had the high ass thong that fucking felt, it looks uncomfortable to wear, and you know, the Trish Stratus or whatever. But there was still wrestlers over at the time, female wrestlers that wore actual gear. So like that's why I felt a little different when I saw, you know, when I see divas with lingerie and shit like that. But now I understand, I get it. But you know, it's whatever. Now next from Peyton is, what's the best part about being in F.A.M, and what is the worst? What's the best part of not being in F.A.M? So before and after, I guess.
Oh shit! What was the best part of being in F.A.M? I just liked hanging out with people. Like, the most thing I missed about the F.A.M chat before like the Discord happened is that I got to talk to people every day. People that I was, you know, I liked, people that were my friends, that kind of thing. Now that the Discord's there, it's like, cool. I get to talk to the people I care about every day. It's nice. Worst part about F.A.M.
Well, no, I think it was like the best.
Or
part
best part about not being in F.A.M.
Right. Yeah.
I can't. I don't know, dude. Like, there's nothing really particularly great about not being in it. It's just, I guess, less stress, like, because it seems to be more of a well-oiled machine now, and I'm not super well-oiled. I don't fit in that. I get lazy a lot of times. I don't want to do shit a lot of times.
Yeah, when it comes down to me, my answer would be, when I was in F.A.M, well, I am in now, right, I guess, for the whole Famiversary thing, but let's say before, right, when I first joined, I liked the exposure. I liked, you know, people liking my work and shit like that, where people were like, oh my god, you're awesome, also this shit, great. Especially if it's genuine, not just kissing ass, because I hate kissing ass. But if it's genuine, then I'm like, oh, awesome, I fucking love it, right? But then the best part about not being in F.A.M is the freedom to do like the type of storylines that you want. Because when it comes down to F.A.M, it's all about the big picture. on how everything's going to connect together and everything like that. There's some people that are in F.A.M. they may not like their current storyline, but I'm like, you got to understand it's a role that you play in the whole big picture.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to ME, what I do is that when a member comes in, and I'm like, ask them, what do you feel like doing? What do you see your card doing on the show? And if they have an idea that's possible, let's say, for example, some dude comes in and says, oh, I want to feud with OTP, and OTP is free, then guess what? You guys are going to fucking feud. If you both are willing to do it, then go ahead. And it's just that freedom right there that I appreciate of not being in a family when it comes down to it. So now I'm doing both, and I'm having the best of both worlds. So, like, whatever I'm not doing in a family, I'm going to go and do a fucking ME. I don't give a shit. So it's all fine. But, yeah, that's my answer to it. And I guess you already answered yours, right?
Yeah, I don't really have a particularly great thing about not being a fan.
Okay. So now this is from Benny Boo Swoo at Benny Boy Swish. If Angelo's mask was shattered, would he power up like BH? I guess when BH in the Royal Rumble, when Rannick fucked him up and he had like the two-face thing going on where half his mask was broken off.
Gotta be honest, didn't watch the Rumble.
Okay. Well, he went fucking berserk after that. He was like, ah, baby! And then fucking went and just like powerbombed the shit out of Rannick a few times and everything, so.
Alright. No, Angelo would decrease in size, and
like Mario when he gets
yeah.
hit after the mushroom and shit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he would become 3 foot tall and run away in fear.
Awesome. All right, now let's see here from Brenton Delavine or Delavine.
Delavine. It's Delavine.
Okay, I'm sorry. Apologies, at Brenton Delavine. Why does half your gimmick center around ice cream or strawberries?
Haha, gimmick. Good one. I like strawberries. I like the ice cream.
Ooh.
I don't even remember who was the first one to say that my hair looked like ice cream, but I just kind of rolled with it.
Your cause hair, right? Because
my cause hair looked like ice cream, but I just kind of rolled with it. It's like, haha, it does, and I can make jokes about it. Like my catering crew gimmick, my nickname in the catering crew is the Sweet Tooth. And from that and the ice cream thing, I made my gimmick into like a combination of the Johnny Depp and Gene Wilder versions of Willy Wonka. And I have
nice.
like the trench coat and the top hat and the weird glasses, and called the Sweet Tooth. And I come out with two guys, two short guys. You heard the save. Two short guys called Oompa Loompa and Loompa Loompa.
Nice.
Like the live action Mario Brothers movie where it's Mario and Luigi Mario.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, basically that. I like the foods, and it helps me actually have a gimmick because I do not have a gimmick either. Otherwise.
Now, since we're on the subject, who's your favorite Willy Wonka, Johnny Depp or Gene Wilder?
Wilder, definitely. I watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. No, which one was the one with Johnny Depp? I watched that one first.
Yeah,
I watched that one first, and I was into it because I was a kid.
Was that the first one you got
exposed
to?
I still think it's pretty okay. It's pretty wild, but I like the Wilder.
Wilder.
It's not Wilder. So that's the better version.
Okay. Was the Depp one the first one you saw?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's why. But I this Depp one kind of bothers me, especially with Charlie's family, because like a lot of them, like the old people are in the bed and shit like that. They're not doing a goddamn thing.
Uh-huh.
But once Charlie gets that ticket, the grandfather's fucking jumping up in the air, dancing and shit. Like nigga, same thing with the first one, but it's just like you could have been working if you had that much energy, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like
maybe he lost his will to live, and that gave it back.
I don't give a fuck. You got a family. You better get up and do shit. Like, there's sometimes I don't feel like going to fucking work, but I'm like, you know what? I like my internet. I like my apartment. I like all this shit. I have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So, it's whatever. I like eating, But, anyway. But, yeah, Wilder, I loved how he was all sarcastic when the kids get into shit. He's like, no, don't do that. Stop.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it. All right, now, Van Brett at Neon and Lime. You know what? Nothing bad, but every time I see the name Van Brett, I just smell cigarettes because every video I see him in, he's smoking fucking cigarettes. Van Brett. Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, no, that's Newport's. All right, fine. But anyway, why does Kevin's head look like he has Zika virus?
So
Okay.
basically, if you take off Kevin's hair, his head looks like a pinhead, and that's to
Okay.
get more volume on his hair. Yep. It's a trick I
Okay.
found out in 2016.
It was like a cone type thing, like a
Yeah,
cone
like
type?
it
Okay.
looks like a cone, and it just gives the hair more volume when you put it on, and
Alright.
it still looks like a normal head.
That's pretty cool though, yeah, because it's not like you're intending on going bald or anything like that.
Yeah,
So.
and if I did, I would just make the head smaller.
Right. Yeah. OTP at that raging Cajun. I'm gonna say it in his voice now. Man, how can I become as popular as Killing Vega?
Be friends with Cameron Bash. Have him ask to randomly job you out. Mission accomplished.
Alright.
It's really weird how a lot of people were like, "Yeah, Kellen Vega, next champ, whatever." Like, it's cool. I wasn't expecting like that reaction. I was expecting a lot of just who is he, and a lot of wait, can I get into FAM? Oh, that's the best thing about not being an FAM, not having to interact with fans. God, I hate FAM fans. Fuck FAM fans.
You heard it here first, I guess. No, not gonna lie. There's some times where it becomes a little too much. Now, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna use this podcast to say it. Where there are some times where people will just add me on PSN, and they will go and like just add me on PSN just to ask for a match. Now, I understand where you kind of want to get out there, you want to be friends with me and everything like that, but I don't play with everybody online. Hell, I don't even play with my friends online sometimes, unless I have a match with them on the show. Then yes, I'll do that. But other than that, or we'll do share play. But especially with this game, share play was a lot. But yeah, so like I barely play online with everybody. So if you're just gonna add me just to ask for a match, that's just not cool. If you want to add me, just add me to your collection of friends, then great, or send a message here and there like, oh, I really like this, or here's an idea for this. Fine, but don't go and use that as a stepping stone to get to FAM, because you're barking up the wrong tree. I'm not that guy anymore.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not the guy that wants to get people into FAM. I'm not that guy that gets people into FAM because I'm not a leader anymore. That's it.
Dude, people, I still like, me and Ben go back and forth. Like, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, message Kevin versus on Twitter to get into FAM," and I'll do the same. I'm like on the Kellen Vega video in the live stream, I was like, "I'm so happy for FAM for giving me this opportunity, and if you guys would also like an opportunity, message at Benny Boy Swish on Twitter."
Oh god, that's crazy. But all right, now this is like an ongoing thing with this guy here at a hashtag one man club at Mr. Champion now.
Oh boy.
He has this gimmick here in the 525 Live podcast. If you've been listening so far, you would know that he sends a shitload of questions, like a ton. It's kind of annoying, and so yeah, he was gonna do this lightning round style where I'll just like say it, and first thing that comes to your mind, boom. All right, cool.
All right, I got this.
All right. All right. Hopefully, hold on. Let me get it.
I'm gonna close my eyes and see if I can do this just one take really good. All right.
Hopefully, I could put like fucking like a ticking clock sound effect. Like, but all right. Number one, single.
Yeah.
If so, who is she?
Fred.
That doesn't make sense. All right. If not, want a date?
Sure.
Okay. Why don't we talk anymore?
I'm Ed Sheeran.
Can I have Kevin Chaos?
Nope.
Do you like Catholic?
Catholic? I'm not religious.
No, oh, that's not Catholic. I'm sorry.
I think he meant chaotic, which
Is it is spelled Chadwick?
I think he put the I think he put the O and the T backwards. Yeah.
This speed round is going.
The answer is
great.
yes.
Sure. Favorite color?
Yellow?
Oh, but really nice. All right. Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
All right. Colored emojis or just yellow?
Depends. Sometimes if I'm doing like a hand sign, I'll do it black for the joke.
All right. Porn?
Yeah.
All right. Do you fuck with the laws of gravity?
Only when I want to.
Flat Earth?
Nope.
How's the family?
Good.
Lips or noses?
Both, hopefully.
All right. How is the Mark Andrews ing?
Still being Mark Andrews.
Are you Mark Andrews?
Yep.
If so, want to fight?
Nope.
If not, want to fight?
Yep.
Anal?
No.
Lana?
Maybe.
Rusev?
Hell yeah.
Viscera?
No?
Rusev backwards.
No?
Okay. All right. What does your @ mean?
It's like, I like fighting games, so it's like on a fighting game screen where it's like this versus this. It's like Kevin versus.
I always thought it was like a play on everybody doing that shit with their Twitter handle, like.
Oh, no.
Like, for example, Sean versus OTP or some Sean X OTP or whatever.
No, I just thought Chaos Among Us was lame, and I had no use for it anymore. So.
Was that because of Injustice, like Gods of Among Us?
No, that was before Injustice. That was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where it came from.
All right. And then, all right. Would you stream for me again?
I'll stream for anyone, dude. It makes call fun.
All right, cool. And then one last question: whom is the thickest bit of them all?
Norm.
Yeah.
Norm.
all right, and now that's pretty much it for this episode here. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything like your Twitter or anything like that?
At Kevin Kevin versus VERSUS _.
Any other shows or anything like that?
Shout outs to WTW at Project Resi. It's like Project Wrestle, but the L is an I. No, it's at Pro Resi. My bad. I love WTW. I love Peyton. It's a fun experience. Wrestle Orchestra at Wrestle Orchestra, I think.
Okay.
Benny Boy Swish, if you want to get into F.A.M. at Benny Boy Swish. And that's about it.
Oh, definitely. He's the main guy. He's like the Triple H. I will book you. All right, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Glad to have you here. This is really good. Surprisingly, we should talk more. We haven't talked in a while, so
hell yeah, dude. Feels good.
All right. So that's pretty much it for the 525 Live podcast. Of course, if you want to submit a question or if you want to be part of the podcast, just tweet me at Nova525. That's pretty much it. Bye-bye.